What it do, folks? What it do? March 20th, 2024. Team No Sleep. I'm James Hicks. Right there. Montel Allen. Talk to us, fella.
Oh man, blessings on top of blessings. Everybody, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
About to kick it off really good, man. Just can't be happier than anything else, man. Just blessed. You know how that goes.
All right. We'll take that. We'll take all the good things like that. Mr. Holland is in the building. We see you, brother. Appreciate you. We got to get you on the show. So talk to somebody. Talk to me or talk to the man to my right. Make sure that we get you back on the show.
Yep. And I was supposed to get James on this show, man. James. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you.
Oh my
He's
God.
gonna come on this show. But we got planned for that big show. Remember, we want to do something about all the big.
All the shows are big. What you talking about? All these shows are big.
You know what I mean? We want to do that one. We really want to talk about digging into the youth, and I want to bring James on for that one.
I know,
and make sure we cognizant of his time on that one, so he can really show us from his professional standpoint what these kids are going through and all these situations they're going through today.
Look at you trying to cover it up. You try to cover it up.
No, I'm being real, man.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Listen, like I say, it's always a big show when we got Rich Vibes in the building too, coming all the way from the UK. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Laura's in the building saying hello. Listen, we got folks coming from all over the place. We out there on Twitter, we on Facebook, we on YouTube, so we everywhere. And everyone comment because we got some things to talk about. We were a couple of minutes late because Montel was coming at me with, well, first he showed up at 6:31. I'm gonna put you on blast. I'm gonna put you on blast like that because
I like to be. When you late? You don't say no when you late.
Because let's stay focused now. Let's stay focused.
That's all good.
Yeah, I was saying because you came at me with some stories that were some hard hitters, and we may have to lead off with one of these because we always like to talk to social impact of sport as being one of the first stories that we get into. So let's get into this one, man, because this one's kind of hitting home for me and a little bit for you as well. G League, y'all know that NBA. That's where the young cats go before they make it to the big dance. NBA. Here is a story right here. NBA G League player charged with murder admitted to strangling a woman with a television cord. This don't make, and see, first of all, that just don't make no sense. The problem with this is that this young dude, Chance Comanche, and his girlfriend, Chance plays in the G League for the Kings G League team, the Stockton Kings.
Mm-hmm.
So this is around the corner from me. Man, this right here, this man has just ruined everything that he had set going for him. Because the Kings right now are hot. And he is part of that organization. He's knocking on the door, getting ready to come into the league. He's in the G League, right? He's getting reps in, getting all the practicing, getting all the playing time and all that. And first of all, with a television cord, so you know there's just some malice involved in that. Talk to me about this story right here, man. First, the perspective of just two young folks like this getting involved in something like this, and what this is more than likely done to this man's career. And now the fact that they're done. They're done.
Yeah. I think aside from him, forget him, he made this decision, but he just ruined other lives as well. The person that he obviously murdered and their family, my condolences go out to that family. He also ruined this young lady's life by convincing her to be a part of this crime, his girlfriend at the time. And the fact of the matter, like you said, he ruined his career, but I think his career is something on the blink anyway. If you're in a situation where you feel you have to go and do a home invasion and kill somebody. And I think they plotted against I think that the lady that they killed was his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I was just reading the story,
It was his ex-girlfriend that he killed. So he plotted and twisted on his ex-girlfriend and murdered her. So he had a relationship with that person, a relationship with that person's family. And the fact that he plotted to do this situation and then he killed her, like you said, with no malice by strangling her, I don't feel any empathy for him. He's going to get what he deserves. Hopefully life in prison because he doesn't deserve anything else to be able to take someone's life or promise his life the way he did. And the fact of the matter that he drugged this other young lady into it, it's just, man, it just shows what state we're in. Like you said, this person has the world possibly at his fingertips, right? He's there.
27 years old.
He's at the show. He's on the brink of breaking into the show. He's obviously made a career out of playing in the G League and whatnot because he's at 27 years old. He's almost there. And the fact that you now are in a situation you're plotting to kill this person, whether it's out of financial or jealousy, rage, or whatever it is, you put yourself in this situation, you've ruined lives. And this is very similar to maybe another Sacramento person, or Sacramento Ray Caruth situation, right?
Yes.
What,
Yeah.
we're still, Sacramento still will never get over that situation.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say we still reeling over that whole situation because we, again, local hero couldn't believe something like this was happening to him. Though.
Yeah.
This is so. Let me just read these specifics, man, because this is crazy. Folks don't know about this. After zip tying Rogers' hands, Comanche said he began strangling Rogers with an HDMI cord, but eventually stopped after about 10 seconds. Though Hardman, his girlfriend, continued. Eventually, Rogers stopped breathing, and Comanche said he and Hardman then dumped her body in a ditch before returning to the hotel where his team was staying. So, like nothing was going on. Going back to the hotel in Las Vegas where the team was, committed this heinous act.
Yep.
You got to live with that yourself. That you did this one that you did it, and then you brought someone else in. You brought your girlfriend, a 19-year-old, into this as well.
Yeah, which we know she's very probably very influential, right? A 27-year-old with a 19-year-old.
Yeah,
that 8-year age gap. She probably was very influential. Young people now, young people get very riled up in situations. I don't know if there was drug and alcohol involved, but probably very riled up, very amped up. She probably kept strangling her. You also got to think he's probably put all kind of ideas in this young woman's head about this ex-girlfriend, about either how bad she was or what she did or what she has, to even amp up the situation for this young lady to react this way on another young lady. This whole thing is bad, man. It's bad all the way around, and it's crazy that it comes to this. That you think you have to murder this person.
That you have to go to this extreme. Now, listen, I'm going to put myself on blast a little bit. I done been in a a handful of altercations. Yep. Okay, I didn't put the dukes up. We didn't came to blows out there in them streets. We didn't did what we had to do. But at the end of the night, folks were bruised. Some folks were hurting, but we walked away and we came back the next week. Whatever the argument was for, normally was over some girl or something we would dance with. But again, that whatever the case may be, it was something stupid, something really ignorant at the time. But there has never been a thought in my head. Never.
Yeah, I mean,
to go to something like this, to go to this kind of extreme.
I even take it another step further. My worst enemies, I don't wish death upon them. Yeah. I don't. The people that's done me wrong, done me bad, done things to me, I don't wish death upon them, because I know there's no coming back from that, and that's final. And the fact of the part, even if that person, if the death doesn't affect him, it's going to affect the people that are around him, right? Because somebody's going to miss him. Someone's always loved somebody, and it's always going to affect somebody. I don't understand what draws this kind of rage upon people to think they feel they need to take someone's life, especially in this kind of manner. Like, what kind of rage is over you for that temporary that makes you want to do something like this to somebody? I've never thought about plotting to go grab somebody and choke him with an HDMI card and hold him hostage with zip ties. I guess my mind just doesn't work that way. And I don't understand why him, as a 27-year-old that has so much success going on in his life, how would those thoughts go through his mind? Like, what is going on in his world that those kind of thoughts go through his mind? That he feels
the man is about to make it to he's down the road from the Kings. He's in Stockton playing for the G League team. And like I said at the beginning, the Kings are hot right now. He would have been lighting the beam. He would have been part of that whole squad that's doing big things, getting the recognition that they finally deserve, beating the Lakers. I mean, doing all that stuff. And this was back in December. But still, man, that does not register with me. I'd love to hear folks in the chat as well, just some thoughts on this. Just see, this would be a good time to have James Holland on, right? He can help kind of clear this up.
But I think we got to kind of dive a little bit deeper, man. I think we need to figure out, again, what's driving these types of situations, because these aren't the only situations happening, but what's driving these types of and this one, you can't say it's a rage of passion, right? Or like what they call it, the passion. When you're passionate, because he lives in Sacramento, Stockton. He's already moved on to another girlfriend, and now you go to Vegas and you see your ex. So I don't think it's a rage of passion or anything like that. I don't know his obsession or what's not, but for him as a social impact for sports, he's a person. Forget going to the Kings. he's making it as a professional. He gets paid to play basketball.
Yeah.
Regardless if he's in the NBA or in G League, he's getting paid to play basketball. So he's already made it. He gets paid to play basketball. He's in a well-renowned franchise. He's not playing overseas. He's in the United States. And for something like this, for him to drive something like this, I mean, I can't call it, man. I mean, his situation is worse than, to me, it feels worse than him going by, doing a drive-by and shoot somebody. Because this was plotted.
This was completely planned, right? There was premeditation in everything that was done. You're right.
Yeah. And not only that, and if it was an accident, right? Let's say they were in a situation in the midst of a fight and it was an accident, you still had the aptitude enough. So you took the body out, took it and put it in a dump somewhere.
Man.
So this was plotted out, period, how we were going to get rid of the body and all that. So, I feel, I don't say I want to feel sorry. I feel empathetic for the young lady that was involved in the crime with him, because I don't think she understands the severity of what she did, because she's 19 years old. I'm going to give her the pass on that, on being young, but it doesn't excuse her actions, and she's going to have to pay the penalty. But you got to think, these are two young people. Their lives are gone. It's gone. I mean, it's definitely gone. And I wouldn't doubt, me personally, if it warrants the death penalty, because it was maliciously plotted out. This is not something like
for that strangling part. I mean, I don't know what they are. The circumstances, aggravating circumstances, or whatever. But when you start and then you stop, and then you see that the person is going through the torture, going through those state, and then you continue. Right. Again, that's the whole premeditation. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But again, how do you not consider that to be the extra circumstances that warrant? All right, you go an eye for an eye.
Hey, man, I know the victim's parents wants an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
I've been through the situation where someone in my family close to me has been killed by somebody else. I want an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Whether you feel it's right or wrong, the rage that you feel towards this person that does this to someone you love, you want an eye for an eye. I can't understand or fathom though the criminals, but why would they? Like I said, I don't know, why would you do something like this? It doesn't make, like, finding someone, like you said, finding someone and walking away unscathed, walking away with a few bumps and bruises, completely different. That's a different scenario. Breaking into this woman's house, premeditatedly tying her up with zip ties, so she's already can't move, and then you commence to strangle her. Now, he says he stopped. We ain't in the room. I don't know if that's a true story or not. He says he stopped.
Yeah, we don't have the ring cameras inside that actually said it. This is just what you said. This is hearsay. Yeah. There's always three sides to a story. Yeah.
And in a bitch move, he's gonna say, "Oh, she continued to do it, so she killed him." That just shows you that he's putting most of the blame on this young lady, so she'll spend the rest of her life in prison, and he does 40 years of life, and he may have an option to get out, because now he's pointing the finger at somebody else. So my thing is, he's saying he's stopped. We don't know. We just know two people those two people burst into an apartment. They gagged. They tied this woman up. She was strangled to death with an HDMI cord, and she's dead. And they both, him and his girlfriend, both put the body somewhere, took it out and dumped it, and went back to the hotel like nothing happened.
Crazy talk, man. Crazy talk. Let me get to these comments, man, because folks are chiming in with some good things. Jimmy Holland was saying he has been doing these things most of his life and seen situations like this and thinks that they're okay. Shirley is chiming in. Appreciate you for being here as well. So he said, hence following Team No Sleep and the social impact stories you've both eloquently covered, I can't understand what's on these athletes' minds. And I hate having to keep having these conversations, right? I hate having to keep having these conversations about folks who have made it, are making it, are on that trajectory to making it, getting themselves out of whatever situation, possibly getting their families out of situations, and then you go to Vegas and you do something stupid like this, or anywhere, and you bring a minor in, you bring a youngster in.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't call it, man. But I do believe, I hope justice is served, right, the right way. I hope justice is served. I hope that he gets the maximum or whatever sentence he's supposed to get, or whatever it is beyond. I don't think there's any excessive penalty in a situation like this. There's nothing excessive that they could do.
That's an interesting statement right there, because I'm looking over. I got one eye looking on the story and just making sure. And so the Kings released him that day. So kudos are the Kings on that. He's no longer part of the organization. But just as you said that, Jimmy Holland came in and said, a lot of players in sports with above average talent get a slap on the hand most of the times. Also, you get serious hoods and gangsters in Stockton, and he is over 26. It will be looked at as a death penalty. This is sad. There's a lot of people that raised him wrong, but he is totally responsible for his actions. He might have stopped, but told her to continue. Man, if that don't make you pause and just wonder again, where have we as society maybe failed? Where have we maybe as the big brother, the uncle, the cousin, someone around those two folks? Where do we miss that cue of someone saying that? Where do we miss the opportunity to help steer them in the right direction? It seems like this dude Comanche was already going down the right path, but something must have happened that made him go to this extreme. And again, and look at what Jimmy was saying as well, man. Good.
I hear you, James, brother. I love you to death. You're my homeboy for life. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that wholehearted statement.
Okay.
And the reason why I say I don't agree with the wholehearted statement that you said he might have stopped and told her to continue. Okay, where's a 19-year-old don't have enough aptitude to stop, especially when she's dealing with another young lady in that situation where she takes it off and out of the kill, and to the point where she strangles her to death. If his story is what it is. You say where do we fail? I think sometimes these youth fail themselves, right? These are the 26 years old. I would see, 18, 19, 20, you've been influenced by these things, but you're out. You got yourself out. I'm assuming he probably went to college. He got himself into the G League and the pros. Even at our worst day, when we wanted to hang out and be around our old friends and do all that stuff, we all had enough aptitude to say, all right, enough is enough. I got to move myself out. I got to remove myself from the situation and not be a part of that. As crazy as Stockton may be, and I've been in Stockton, always been in Stockton. Franklin High School, shout out. That's a crazy high school. But that all them dudes out there, I've been around Stockton, all those guys. I know when to walk away, man, and I'm not gonna give this 27-year-old a pass where he should not know when to walk away. You know when to walk away from situations. You know when it's gone too far. It went too far when they walked in the house and tied her up. That was right there. It went too far at that point. What? Was it a robbery? I don't even think they said anything was a robbery. They wasn't robbing. They didn't rob her. It wasn't a breaking and entering. I would think he doesn't have any need to rob her. So what draw that ideology of possessiveness that he felt he had to go and murder this woman? I cannot give him any kind of pass for that. Not one. Nothing. I don't. Whatever punishment they give him, it's probably even not enough in my eyes. And that's including the death penalty.
Yeah. I appreciate that, and I appreciate what Jimmy is saying. I just want to have the dialogue. I don't want to keep anything inside because I want to actually. I think we again grow by having these conversations. And before we move on, I want to be attentive to Dan Roth, my man, the honest accomplice. He chimed in the comments. He says, he just sent me something. And I appreciate you for letting us share this story about your family, man. He says, my cousin got murdered, and they delayed trial for 6 years. They got bail, and both suspects got 24 months. System is broken.
Yeah, I know. My brother, the gentleman that killed my brother, he did longer time than that, but he was released from prison as well. So I know how that feels. I know that anger and that pain. But I mean, us as we grow and mature as adults, you learn how to. I don't know. I won't say bury the pain, but you just learn how to figure out how to maneuver without it, and not put myself in a situation where I'm going to go and to be taken away from my family.
That's it right there, right? That's it right there. Not. Don't get so negative on everything. Somebody's got to pay the price somewhere. But you can't walk around with the knots in your stomach like you can go out there and blow up everything that you walk into. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, the only way I could look at it, man, I think it's in God's hands. I mean, yeah. The time, whatever he served in jail, the things he did in jail, I'm sure it wasn't pleasant. It'll never take away the loss of my brother. And I'm speaking from my standpoint. It'll never take away the loss of my brother. But I hope he had a living hell. And I know that's bad to say, and that's not Christian way to say, and that's not holy like. But I hope he's in a living hell.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's worse than dying. That's worse than me going out and killing him than him living in living in hell.
That's a decent point right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the way I deal with it. That's me. That's me personally. Other people have to, grieve and do their the other way. So I can empathize exactly where he's coming from. I understand the situation. I feel so sorry for that young lady's family. That they lost their daughter to this a-hole.
Yeah.
And this young lady. It's sad, man. It's a really sad situation.
So continuing to have these conversations, continuing to have these stories of just heinous crimes and heinous things that are going on. Man, I almost wonder if sometimes we should change the whole trajectory of Team No Sleep, because it weighs on me. So there's that, right? So now we talk about this
let's go to
as
this one.
well.
Yeah, let's go to this one. Yep.
Right. So we talk about, again, a prominent player in sports. It doesn't have to just be football. It could be baseball. It could be. We've had conversations that cover the entire gamut of sports. Here we have having another conversation. Ex-Georgia receiver Ahkil Crumpton sentenced to 30 years. 30 years in connection with shooting death of a gas station clerk.
Mm-hmm.
This man is getting gas. This man is at a gas station and shooting somebody. And because of an altercation over some gas, 30 years. Gone.
Gone. Another promising young man gone. Due to, in my opinion, and I'll say in my opinion, due to stupidity, doesn't know how to control his emotions. And again, why do you have a firearm?
Mm-hmm.
At that age? What are you a promising receiver, probably aspirations to play professional football, whether it's NFL, USFL, or CFL, or arena, whatever. Where are you at that time of the part where you need to carry your gun? And the fact that you got into an altercation that you thought you needed to use it, and you end up shooting an innocent person, basically. And you can be innocent even if you're having a disagreement with somebody. Just because you had an altercation with somebody don't mean you weren't innocent. You're an innocent person, innocent bystander, and this person shoots you. It's appalling, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how these young people, death is the final. Like, that's it. Death is an option. That's what I should say. Death is an option in your disagreement or your arguments or whatever. Death is your option. Whereas we growing up, that's not an option. Fight, yes. Jump somebody, even that's yes. But we ain't killing nobody. Killing was not an option in our repertoire. But nowadays, these kids seem that's one of their options, unfortunately.
I always look at the other people that are involved in these situations, and here's the sad part of this right here. So, person that was shot was on a FaceTime call with his girlfriend at the time. Died at the scene. So, the domino effect, right? You're after one person, you do this heinous deed to one person, but now you got this girlfriend looking at you on FaceTime. Y'all know how FaceTime works, and she sees this entire thing happen as well. If you haven't heard about post-traumatic stress disorder, if you haven't heard of something that also will stick with the ones that are still left behind that have to deal with. So I think about that as well. She's still living that every single time she lays down her head at night to go to bed. She sees that situation happening.
She's a victim. She will have a hard time probably having a relationship with somebody else just because of the situation. You hurt so many more people, when you kill. You just don't hurt that person. You hurt so many other people behind the scenes that you don't even know about when you commit crimes like this. It's hard to call. It's hard. I just don't know where these young people's heads are at. Like, what's the difference between why'd you have to pull the gun and shoot somebody instead of just getting to, at the worst a physical altercation, right? I don't understand how we can't verbally combat and then we could just leave that alone. That can be left alone. Okay, you say your piece, I said my piece. All right, I'm out. I don't understand where all these situations have to come into play.
What's crazy is there's in-store video of the incident right there as well. So I'm not going to show it, and it's not really on the New York Post, but comes in there with a loaded Glock. That's the weapon that we said that he had here in the story. Hooded mask on and everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coming in there intending to do dirt.
Yep.
Man plays for the Bulldogs. So again, high quality team. No, I mean, is going to make it to somewhere.
Does that not remind you of Minister Society or what?
Oof.
The beginning of Minister Society.
Yeah, man.
And if nobody's ever seen that movie, I recommend if you watch just the first 15 minutes of that movie, you'll see exactly where I'm coming from.
Man, Minister Society is not a fictional movie. It's names may have been changed to protect some innocent, but the Minister Society is a true depiction of life.
Yeah, so
says,
I mean,
I taught life groups about all the people who were affected: EMTs, police seeing it, families on both sides, family of the first responders, etc. Again, I mean, that domino effect of these types of things that happen. Anyone else that was in this store, anyone that came up and walked by or heard the gunshot, anyone who's watched this video,
what's interesting?
EMTs and firefighters, I mean, those are heroes. But again, they don't want to see this every single day. They'd rather get cats out of the tree. I don't know. But,
you know what's crazy with James, that quote that he just said, the people that are affected by that, I can attest to that because of my brother's death. The guy that murdered my brother, his sister was affected because her and my brother were really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
She was affected. She actually testified against her brother. They put him in jail. So she was there. So it affected her family. It affected all my brother's friends that it was supposed to be his close-knit friends, like to the point where they never recovered, right? One down a road of alcoholism, went down a road of drug abuse, and so on and so on. So that effect around the people that are around of those victims and stuff like that is real because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen how it affected people. I've seen how those people turned out from those situations where they were there, either they witnesses or they knew about it, and they just could never recover. So good observation, James. I really do appreciate that. I really do.
You got it, brother. Hey, Jimmy Holling, you know the key. You got the keys to the front door. Come on in, brother. You still got the link. He keeps talking good stuff here, man. But these are conversations that we gotta have. I'm sorry, but they're not happening, and I'm gonna keep calling them out. They're not happening on the CBSs, the Foxes, the ESPNs, or wherever the case may be, because it don't get the clicks. It doesn't get the. It's not the sexy story, but this is the relevant story because we're going beyond the noise. We're raising the level of conversation. I truly believe that, and this is the type of conversation that needs to happen again, so we all can heal. I don't necessarily want to. I don't want to forget, but I want to help those that are still here heal from these situations and learn how to deal with the situation and learn how to deal with the trauma so they don't end up hurting themselves or hurting somebody else.
Yeah, I like that our stories bring the awareness, right? Because of similar situations like this. They may not be professional athletes or even in the sports world, but there is somebody that is going to be involved in that situation. So now you can empathize and understand the conversation, whatever end you're on. I think in the situation where the first story we had, there's similar situations like that all the time that happen to people that never get a front page story at all because they don't play these sports.
Mm-hmm.
They live somewhere where police don't they don't do those types of stories. So this just brings awareness. These types of crimes are happening from all levels, and we need to get a better understanding and a better grip, and try to get an understanding why. Like I don't know why he thought that way in that crime of passion in the first story, and I don't know why this gentleman had a gun to go in the grocery store and rob anybody.
Don't make no sense.
Like why would you have that? Like, if this situation, you're in Georgia, it looks like he was in the combine. It looks like you're playing for Georgia. You're going to get a tryout.
Yeah.
When you get a tryout, you get money. They pay you to go try, so they pay you. So I don't know what was on this young man's mind to have to do that and have a gun, and then not only have a gun, but then have the audacity that you got to shoot somebody.
Yeah. Like, if he's taking this picture right here, folks, that picture in the middle right there with his number and his position on it, that means he's almost there. That means he's made it to the combine.
And if he doesn't make it to the pros, guess what? It's going to be professional something if he just finishes education, which was free, by the way, while he went to school in Georgia. It was free education at the University of Georgia because he was a scholar and athlete there. So he could, but just because he wasn't going to maybe not become a professional football player, doesn't mean he wasn't going to become a professional something. And criminal shouldn't have been on that resume. Murderer shouldn't have been on that resume. So somebody needs these things need to be talked about. People need to say something about these because these kids think this is an option. He ain't the first person we covered that did when the Robson story was an athlete at a college athlete that was a college athlete. Why is this an option for these kids? Why is this an option for a professional athlete to go and kill in a rage? These should not be options in these people's lives. There's so much money involved. They should have all the help they need to get over this or get around this or work their way through this. For us, we don't have the money to do that. We have to deal with the situation that we're in because we don't have the money or the resources. They do. So there's no excuse. They get no freaking pass from me. They just don't. You do that shit, that's on you.
You're so when smart, this is your norm, so when it's your norm to act like this, money or fame, don't let you see the other side. So let me rephrase what Jimmy was saying. Maybe if this is how you were brought up, if this is who you are, if this is all you know, if this is all you, this is how you grew up. So I'm trying to. You see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to twist Jimmy, it just to have Mr. a conversation.
Hollins is Richmond. Hey, but Mr. Hollins is from Richmond, California. And if y'all don't know Richmond, California, that's one of the roughest places you know. And James, you was raised in the thick and the thin of it. And brother, you made it out. Our boys that made it out of Oakland. So I'm not going to hear that one. We were raised a different way. We were raised in that situation. We were raised in all that stuff. We managed a way to get out because we saw different things in different lights. The ones that we're talking about, they're in different lanes and different lights. They're not in the hood where they can't eat today. He's at school in Georgia eating 3 meals, square meals a day. This dude's a professional athlete doing these types of things. So just when you're raised and you get out, you see different options and opportunities. Don't tell me you can't change. That's bull. You can change, and you see the light on different things. So again, I can't give them dudes a pass. Again, I don't even give people that's in the hood a pass. Much less I'm going to give somebody that's already had the opportunity to get out and change a pass. These two guys were already in the mix. Change. They're already in the situation, living it. Change. They're there. They're in the midst of it. And there's so many freaking resources around them to help them get and maneuver through any situation they're getting through. But yet they still choose to do the criminal thing. They still choose to rob a liquor store. They still choose to use weed. The basketball player in Alabama still chooses to shoot somebody. Why, bro? You don't need to. It's no need. And I'm tired of living in the facade. Oh, it's music, it's the entertainment, it's hip hop. They desensitized. Bullshit. This is straight manners. This is etiquette. This is how this is how you raised, right, James? You tell me this is how you was raised.
Yes, sir.
You were raised this way. But even if you're raised that way, when you see a different environment, you have the resources to change. You have the aptitude. I changed when I went to college. I know you changed when you went to college.
Yes, sir.
I changed when I was dating a girl that took me to new places and different things I'd never seen before. I'm like, oh shit, this is completely different. We all change. We all evolve. So, and those guys were in the same similar situations. So I refuse to give them a pass. I refuse to.
Gotta be real, Montel. If it was somebody who carried me, and thank God y'all helped me to see the other side, no pass, bruh. Yes, I changed, and it would have been no excuse for me. So
salute, bro, brother.
Yeah, definitely props on that. So Dan, you coming in with some names here as well. You talking about LT, talking about OJ. Give us a little more context on that. And you got Robert Durst in here as well. Where in the context of the conversation do those come in? I would love to get some more context. You mentioned some names that are very polarizing. So we want. Yeah. I don't want to make no assumptions when we start going down the pike because.
Yeah, I mean, I thought when I
saw OJ,
Hernandez.
I was like, wait a minute, we got to get that right.
I thought he was gonna say Hernandez after I seen the OJ. And I'm like, oh
man, yeah, this is not
gonna say Hernandez next.
Aaron Horton. I'm not even gonna say his name. You don't have nobody coming to my house. So give us some more context. Give us some more context on that, Dan. We appreciate everybody jumping in. Listen, come on, we see you over there on Twitter. We see you over there on Facebook as well. Leave some comments. Appreciate everybody here on YouTube leaving comments as well. Good stuff. Flip side, they did very well. No excuses. They still did dumb stuff. Yeah. Situation, upbringing. I guess that makes sense, right? Doesn't negate the possibility and the fact that you could just be caught up into something and just do very dumb things and then have to pay either with your life or with your freedom and those kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You do something, but you typically in a lot of those situations, the signs were there, right? The signs were there. They were going down this route, and they kept getting pass after pass after pass. So their dumb stuff became the norm, correct? And maybe these athlete situations are probably the same thing. I don't know, but I'm saying you should be able to reflect on self, and you should know generally right from wrong and not do it, right? Especially in today's era, where it's so many cameras and social media and everything, all eyes are on you at all times.
We watching.
Yeah,
live
we watching.
Too. Live.
Yeah. It's completely. It just doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense to me to why you have to be in that situation. And his names that he mentioned, LT, obviously problem with drugs, right? Drugs in his situation. OJ accused of murder, right? Accused of murder, and then but I think that part was dumb, but the part everything he did after was even dumber because he's always wanted to be in the limelight.
Listen, y'all pray for OJ. He don't make no sense.
Damn, Fred Durst, ain't that the same? Ain't that who's Fred? Who's Durst? That he mentioned
Robert Durst. Yeah, no, Fred Durst is from Limp Bizkit. Shouts out to Fred Durst. I met him a couple months ago. Yeah, no, I don't know who Robert Durst is.
Yeah, shed me some light on that one. But you're right. I agree. That is something from people doing dumb things. But at some point, we got to grow up and do educated things. We all done stuff when we're young, but then we get in situations when we got to know right from wrong. And I'm sorry, in today's days, in an informational age, these young people shouldn't have to be in that situation. I just think those choices are want choices. They want to do that stuff. They want to be in that situation. They want to be that guy that holds the gun and runs around and all that. You know what? Then you want to go to jail and you want to suffer the consequences. Good luck to you.
Yeah. I'm reading over here about Robert Durst, actor who murdered his wife. Yeah, oh man, what's up with that? Well, he gone now. That's sad. I'm looking at.
I gotta look him up. Yeah.
that's a sad story. Well, got what he deserved, but he gone too. All right, let's go and lock in. Let's get focused, man. Appreciate the commentary and the discussion on that. Those were the hardest hitting stories. Yeah, take a drink, man. Goodness gracious. Let's take a breath. Man. Let's lock back in. We got that out of the way. I'm glad everyone has some chance to comment on that. Mr. Riley's in the building. This man right here been all over the planet doing his thing, celebrating and living life. So appreciate you for jumping in on the stream with us tonight. Where you at tonight, Mr. Riley? You know, he getting stamps in his passport.
That look like a cartoon Barry White right there.
See that.
That's old school right there, boy.
You met him. Well, you haven't met, but I've mentioned him to you before. He's down in the San Diego area as well, part of the school system, helping the youth do better and do good things. So from education and from sports as well. So shouts out to you, Mr. Riley. Let's talk about some more coaches.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about basketball. Let's talk about Long Beach State. You been to Long Beach State?
Yep.
Down in your area, right?
That's down in LA, yeah. Down in LA, Compton area.
Okay. How they doing? They doing all right, right? Yeah. The basketball team.
Basketball-wise, they shocking the world right now.
Is that right? Well, in more ways than none, because LBSU has made it to the dance.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Cinderella, what? Well, it's still early.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Coach Dan Monson is not their coach anymore. Coach got fired a couple of days ago. Coach got fired, and then he got the team to the tournament. He's still coaching, but he's not getting paid because he don't have a job. Coach not getting paid? Coach ain't getting paid. He did a press conference. He said, "Listen, I don't really have to be here. I don't have to talk to y'all because I'm working for free."
Oh, I didn't know he was working for free. I do know some of the story though. I know some of the. I didn't get a chance to read that one. But
so think about that. Think about that. Would you still work for the school, for the team, for the community, all those things when you got fired on your day off?
Well, I heard he was notified. I'll tell you from what I know. He was notified earlier in the year when they were on a bad losing streak that he was no longer going to be retained. Right, he was going to be let go at the end of the season. Somehow, in the midst of all that,
what had happened
the team
was
turned it around and just went on a crazy win streak, won their tournament, and got themselves punched to the dance. Now, I'm assuming his notification was like, "You're going to be fired at the end of the season." Well, their season ended a week and a half ago, right?
9 days ago.
Right before the tournament. How long ago was it?
9 days ago.
Yeah. So a week and a half ago. Yeah. I'm right on it. So the season ended. I guess that's when they said your contract is terminated. But they made it to the dance. They made it to the dance where and mind you, Long Beach State was not supposed to make it to the
I mean, come on, nobody. They worse odds than the Aztecs last year, right? And then look at what the Aztecs did.
Oh, well. I mean, you trying to clown, but you ain't funny.
I had to throw that one in. I'm trying to lighten the mood just a little bit. All right.
No, but it's crazy because, like you said, he was fired, but then they went on this. I mean, he was notified he was going to be fired. Then the team just took off, man. I think they won 9 in a row. That was 9 or 10 in a row. Then they lost one. Then they got to the tournament, and then they beat everybody in their tournament to get an automatic bid to the dance. So, with that being said, but, I mean, me working for free.
Would you do it? Would you do it?
But I would do it for the kids. You know what? No, I take that.
I ain't worried about the kids. I'm not worried about.
I would do it for the. But I would definitely make it public knowledge so I could get some compensation on jumping on.
There had to be some NIL for Coach. Is that what you're saying? So I mean, his statement is, and this is verbatim quote. He says, "I don't have to answer anything. I don't want because I'm working for free today."
Yeah.
Did you see the Seinfeld where George was trying to get fired and couldn't lose his job, still going to work every day? That's me.
I mean, okay.
He trying to cut down the nets, and it's all good, I guess. But man,
so let's speak some hypothetical. Okay. Let's say Long Beach State makes it to the Sweet 16. Let's say they win their first round, they win the second round, and make it to the Sweet 16. Does that school come back and ask him to come back as a coach? And if they do you take the job?
They're gonna have to be some extra percent. Ooh, they're gonna have to round up quite a bit. There's gonna be some cost of living. There's gonna have to be some all kind of hazard pay, all kind of mental anguish. You put me through this. They're gonna have to round up.
And a guaranteed contract, right? A guaranteed contract.
They're gonna have to be an extra comma. And they're going to have to make my contract look like Nick Saban's.
Well, they ain't going to be able to do that.
Nick Saban's old contract.
Yeah. But I'm saying I would think there's now a lot of resentment and distrust, right?
Yeah.
Amongst that. But I mean, how can you fire a coach that gets a team that wasn't even supposed to be in there all the way to the Sweet 16? Like, typically when this happens, coaches get extensions. Right? Everybody, hey, he turned it around. He figured it out. He gets extensions. This dude is fired, and I haven't heard anything about Long Beach State even renegotiating or asking him to come back. It's like, I don't know. And mind you, the school is about to make some money because they are in the tournament.
Yeah.
They're about to make a couple of $1 million for being in the tournament, which is crazy.
So they should keep.
You're going to make a couple of $1 million before I leave.
Because of what I've taught these kids, you gonna make these extra millions of dollars. You should kick in. I wouldn't take the job. I wouldn't. I would be stubborn, and I've been stubborn like that before in my life professionally for some things. And I would. I'm gonna show you. I would do that kind of thing. I would get y'all to the 16, 8. I would take them, have them go as far as they can, and then I would drop the mic and say, "Listen, y'all shouldn't have done this. Shame on you." But from his press conferences, from the conversation right now, he's taking it in stride. Right? He's not walking around acting like, woe is me, that kind of thing. Again, it was already predetermined. He just happened to coach his tail off and got the team to where they are. So he's cool.
Yeah,
but it's a funny story when you actually think about it. It's a funny story.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty bizarre, man. Because I said typically they get extensions when they make their teams get to these situations. This guy has gotten let go, and they're not only they're honor. It's crazy. Not they're honoring the contract. They're honoring his termination, right? They're honoring his termination, and Long Beach has not made any. I haven't read anything of any comments or anything they've said regarding this situation about having negotiations or trying to extend or do anything. To them, it's like they just almost like they don't even acknowledge the situation. It's kind of been on the hush hush.
Yeah, man, we gonna have to see about that. Last comment coming in from Mr. Holland. He says he has to roll. Appreciates us. Definitely have to come back on again. We have to do something about this HIV hood infested virus. I'm working on it daily. We would love to have that conversation with you and hear about them struggles and see if we can do something, make some noise to help you out. So yeah,
Absolutely.
make sure you get back on here, brother. Appreciate you. Mr. Riley, I have 2 sleepers teams in the dance, the 49ers and the Lobos. Okay. He already. You making brackets already? We're gonna make a bracket before the end of the night. So don't twist. We gonna I made a bracket earlier today and it seemed like it's, I don't know, stacked or something. I mean, okay.
Hey man, I've been following the girls' basketball more than I've been following
my bracket
guys,
came out a certain way on the women's side, and I was like, oh, okay. I see the 4, but it picked someone. Okay, we'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah, them girls. You know, it's funny. I heard a comment. This is hilarious. Before we go to the next story, I heard a comment. I can name more girls players in college basketball than I can guys. I know more about the girls' basketball and their situation than the guy. And I told you this 2 years. How many years ago?
Oh, here you go. Okay, let me go and give you this flowers. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me the flowers.
No, I'm making you big screen right now. Go ahead.
I told you at least 2 years ago, girls basketball is super exciting and good, and you should watch it. And now everybody jumping on the bandwagon. And if they want to believe, they don't believe me, go back and watch our old show. I promise you, I was talking about this girls basketball a long time ago. How exciting and what it is. That now look what it is now. I mean, we know more about Caitlin and Pow and Don Staley than we do about any of the boys' teams now.
I don't know any of the fellas, man. You was on point with that. We would definitely acknowledge that and make sure it's recorded and saved in the vault because Montel came through with some seriousness. But okay, so we'll make our on-air bracket here in a second. Potential LSU and Iowa match. Hold on, don't put the cart in front of the horse, man. But we gonna make a bracket. We don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I want to talk a little bit about baseball because you know that's what I talk about, and I know you sometimes get tired of me talking about baseball, but we gonna talk about baseball in a different context.
Yeah,
y'all know Ohtani, right? Pitcher for the Dodgers now for the Dodgers.
Right? Yeah, highest paid player, right?
Something like that. He making a couple of dollars. He doing okay. He keeping the lights on. Not only is he keeping the lights on for himself, but apparently the man that was standing next to him, the man standing next to the man who was doing the interpreting for him, that man has been dipping in Ohtani's back pocket in his checkbook, embezzled up to, I think the number was around $4 million. The Ohtani can't speak English. He has hired someone to translate for him in all these public events that he trusted to interpret for him and right in confidence. This cat has been dipping into Ohtani's pocket and taking $4 million that we know about. Needless to say, he's been fired. They right there. Ohtani don't know what he don't know what's going on. He's trusting in this cat. Man, if you took $50 from me, you know, if you was my close friend, my close partner, and I relied on you, and you took $50 from me, we gonna have problems.
Which is crazy to me because I'm sure the guy's already getting paid a lot of money, and I'm sure
he's traveling with Ohtani all over the world.
He's doing you're getting all the perks and everything that needs to go down there for you to steal that kind of money. It reminds me a lot. One of Terrell's own situation, right? He got robbed of his money by the people that he trusted around his agent. And this also kind of reminds me of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The guy he just got convicted, the guy that was stealing money from them that was in the front office. So, you know, that part to me seems like greed, greed and opportunity, right? You're greedy and you see an opportunity to try to take it. And now they got caught.
It was gambling. So that's how he got caught off in it. It was gambling debts. So I can't pay you back. Oh, but you know what? I know I got a guy. I know where I can get this cat.
Well, how you get how you get $4 million in debt?
Bruh. Well, how you get $50 million in? Well, I'm thinking about Bruno Mars. Is that story real? We gotta find out if Bruno Mars really owed $50 million to MGM. But
how do you?
That's a lot of craps.
Yeah. How do you get that much in debt? I don't understand. I've been to Vegas. You've been to Vegas.
I'm going back to Vegas in a couple of days. So yeah,
brother. If I lose $50 in Vegas, I am highly upset.
Listen, so, we didn't lose. Hey, I'm not gonna tell all our business, but I'm gonna say we didn't lose nothing. But
I ain't lose nothing.
But we almost thought we lost something else. And you and I were hot for we were real upset for like 15 minutes. We didn't lose nothing actually, but we thought we lost something. And boy, the smiles turned into frowns just for a quick minute there.
I thought I got
I'm not gonna put all our business out there in these streets, but $4 million.
How do you lose $4 million? Like, I don't that right there, that mindset I don't even get. And maybe when you got money like that, it's a different. Like Michael Jordan, I could see him losing $4 million because he's a billionaire.
He keep that in his socks.
That's chump change for him. But somebody like him, and I'm sure I don't know the interpreter's salary. I don't know how much he make, but let's say he's making $500,000 a year. Let's just put a ballpark number out there.
Okay.
You still should have.
I
know you don't have the audacity to be like, okay, I'm in debt right now, $20,000. Okay, I'm in debt, $50,000. Max, I owe $100,000. Okay, that's stop. What point was the stop supposed to come in and like, hold on, man, you know you ain't got this kind of money to pay it. So you get yourself in a situation and now you steal from this man. But see, I don't believe all these stories the way face value are, because I think when you're in a situation you get caught, you say anything to try to get yourself out of the situation.
Yeah.
So if you busted me and say, hey, Montel, you stole well, you know, man, I got a problem. I got a gambling issue. You know, please don't throw me in jail for the rest of my life for taking this man's money. So I don't know if it's true he has a issue or problem. I know he don't got a $4 million issue. I know he took way more than he owed to put some extra in his pocket. So
this could be a whole different pivot of the conversation as well, because this is gambling. This is DraftKings. Apparently, sources close to the issue say that this was around soccer matches and other sports, but not baseball. And it started in 2021. Putting money down on DraftKings and not being able to cover the bets. Right. So
how? I thought you gotta have a credit card or something.
Man, I don't know. I don't mess with that, man. Listen, I don't get down with that.
And wait, hold on, dog. Wait. I got another question. So how they gonna collect? How they gonna collect if it's on the app? If I make a bet that I get paid, what's I gonna do? Send the internet police after me? Oh, I can't pay you. I'm good.
I'm not answering the phone. Hey, you call it. I'm gonna send that one right to voicemail.
I'm changing my number, throwing away my phone. What you gonna do? That part didn't even
hey, the phone ring. Oh, DraftKings. Ooh, let me put that on silent. I ain't gonna pick up that phone call.
Yeah. I don't. Some don't mess with that story. Something don't make sense. But like I said, when you in some stuff, you're gonna tell whatever story.
You gonna say whatever you can say, man.
Say whatever you can say to get yourself out of it, and don't cause no damage. So I hear them. I hear the story. I just don't believe the whole thing inside.
There's something missing, because kind of the numbers that you mentioned, Odu, the interpreter, according to ESPN, he was being paid between $300,000 and $500,000 annually. So he got some coin.
He got some cheddar, man.
He got some cheddar, and appreciate you, Dan, for correcting that. It was $30 million for our boy Bruno Mars, not 50. You know, it's still when you 50 million, 30 million. I don't know, whatever the numbers are. But again, that's a gang of money to be betting on horse races and soccer matches and Lionel Messi. But he said not baseball. We'll
man, see that? See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. I can't. I can't believe that story.
Crazy.
I mean, I believe he said that, and I believe that's what they want to put out. But you know, the math ain't mathing. It ain't adding up, man. That don't make it just don't. There's something
Ohtani
to
just
more
got
to that story.
married, right? He just they over in Korea right now playing, and he already had a situation there because there was a bomb threat that was targeted towards him. Come to find out, there wasn't anything there, but so he's going through that. He just got married, and now his interpreter, again, someone who's close to him,
Stole
took $4.5 million. My Lord,
because he was gambling too much. Now, see, if you said, I would appreciate if you said I stole $4 million because, man, I wanted to get ahead. I like this lifestyle. This is it. Lying to say you did it on DraftKings, I cannot believe you have an outstanding $4 million debt on DraftKings. I find that really hard to believe.
Hey, I'm not gonna log in because see, it's March. It's close to tax time. I don't want to do anything where folks start looking at me. So y'all can do. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So y'all can go check out this story if you want to. I'm not doing anything. I'm staying below the radar as much as possible.
I was gonna save so much money I can't afford to.
Good Lord. Okay, we don't have to have that conversation.
He takes his collection all the time. So, like you said, taxes are coming up. It's gonna be another round. I gotta get ready for. So that's why I gamble on Uncle Sam. That's what.
Man, I'm not trying to mess with him. I'm not trying to mess with him at all right now. Let me see. Kevin Cox in the building. Appreciate you in there doing the thing, telling folks to hit that like button and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Come on, Twitter. We see you too. Even leave comments up there. We have the technology that not just the folks on YouTube and Facebook. You over there on Twitter, leave some comments and kick in as well. Man, Dan, we got to get you on the show, man. You over here sending things in the DMs, man. Talking about okay. We may save that for next week because I can't just read a story without knowing some backstory. So honest accomplice is coming through with some bangers though. So okay, brother, we gonna get you next week. Let's move on. We got 2 more stories I won't get into, and we talked about this cat a couple of weeks ago. What do you think about Caleb? Is Caleb gonna be okay? Is he gonna be okay?
Be fine. He's gonna be fine. Okay. He's got the quarterback skill set to be in the pros. He's probably gonna be number 1 draft pick. Is outrageous as something that he says over his comments. He's a talented football player, and the fact that he's mature. Okay. Caleb's gonna be fine. I don't know if he's the right person for the Bears who have the number 1 pick, but I think he's gonna be fine and lead. I do think he's gonna need some grooming, just like Jordan Love needs some grooming. They all need some grooming coming. They all need it coming in. So I think that it'll be that kind of situation. But is he worthy? His body of work worthy of what he's done to be number 1? I think it's more of a need assessment than more of his skill set. They need a quarterback. They need a number 1 quarterback, and he's the best one that's out there coming out. So with that being said, you got to go get the best one that's out there because that's our number 1 need.
USC QB do not pan out.
But remember, he's originally from Oklahoma first. He was from Oklahoma before he went. And Lincoln Riley quarterbacks do pan out.
Yeah, he was a Sooner.
But Lincoln Riley's quarterbacks pan out. Ask Hurst. Ask all the guys that go there to go in his offense. They pan out in the NFL. So typically, I would agree with you. The USC guys don't pan out. He's going to be a little bit of a different breed because he comes from the Lincoln Riley branch.
He's just going about it his own way, and you know what? At the end of the day, I think there's nothing wrong with that. He's just very unorthodox. I just hope that pride and ego don't get in the way of a blessing. Right? Talking about I got to have equity. I got to be part owner of a team before I sign with anyone. Yeah. Well, brother, again, that hadn't happened in the history of these National Football League.
It's not gonna happen with you. It's not gonna happen.
And it's not gonna happen with you.
Yeah. But I do believe this. I do think this, and I wholeheartedly think this. If he doesn't want to play for the Bears, he needs to declare himself and go back to school for 1 more year and figure it out. Going into
because he can do that. Yeah.
He has to do that. I wouldn't appreciate if he tries to hold him strong arm to trade him and do anything like that. I don't think that's the way to go. If you don't like the situation you're in and you don't want to be the number 1 pick and go to Chicago, then go ahead and take yourself back to college and go try to win yourself another championship that way, or try to win a college championship. Because I think trying to hold a team hostage has always been bad, right?
Yes.
It's always a bad look, bad situation. It doesn't look good, especially with all the outlandish comments he's already made about how, like you said, the equity and part owner, and they got to give me X, Y, and Z if they want me to play for their team. I think all that stuff, you're going to really make yourself really look bad if you try to hold the Chicago Bears hostage in that situation.
Yeah, and he did not end his college career the way anyone would want to. So that's got to sting still a little bit as well. And if there's a chance.
I think so. I don't think they care so much no more about the college career. I really don't. I don't think players care that much about. I mean, yeah, it means something to win a national championship, but I think it's more important for me to be the number one pick and me to go somewhere where I want to go. Me personally, my assessment, they're spoiled, man. You're spoiled. You're spoiled about you. You're trying to demand where you should go, where this is not your right. This is just an opportunity presenting you to be the number one player and to go to whatever city they want you to play for. So it's just an opportunity and a privilege, right? It's not your right to play football. You don't have a right to demand what team you go to because it's not the way it works. You had that right in college to choose. You don't have the right to choose what pro you go to. It's never been that way, and it's never going to change.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to quit being privileged in that sense. And you need to, wherever they draft you, go make the most out of your opportunity and hopefully be successful. And if you don't want to go back there, do the option to go back to school and wait whoever gets the number one pick next year. That's the way you go ahead and do it. The only person that ever worked for was Eli Manning, right? Eli Manning held hostage on the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah,
said he wasn't going to play with him, don't draft him.
There should be college courses on what Eli did. He said, "No, I'm not going."
Yeah, I'm not going. And then they traded him traded him for Phillip Rivers, I believe, right on there. But I mean, that had never happened again. Owners are never putting themselves in that situation again.
No,
he did something a unicorn and did it. And let's be honest, he's a Manning.
Yeah, I mean, that long lineage. I mean, Archie.
His daddy got a lot of pull. His older brother already won a Super Bowl, got a lot of pull, a lot of say what's going on, making the league a lot of money. They have something there that's in place. Caleb doesn't have that in place. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have the right to demand that. The only person that has the right to demand something like that is your boy down in Kansas City.
Yeah.
He's the only person that can make
only one. Yeah. What's happening with you, senior? Good to see you, sir. My dad up there. He out there fishing right now with my father-in-law. Oh, man, my dad and my father-in-law out there doing what they need to do. They probably kicking back right now. Got beer or 2 beers in hand.
Mm-hmm. And enjoying themselves, man. Leave them alone, man. They're relaxing doing their thing.
He logged in. I'm acknowledging. I'm not gonna put all this business in these streets, but I said we appreciate you for joining, sir. We're officially going. And I don't want to talk about Russell Wilson. I don't want to talk about him.
Russell he gonna surprise you, dog. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna be a doubting Thomas. I don't want to talk nothing about Russell Wilson.
Okay, wait. Before you go. So when they win, or they're winning with Russell, I do not want to hear your mouth celebrating about the team, how good and great he is. Keep the same energy when they win it. That's all I want you to do. Okay. Keep that same energy.
What time is it? Okay, 7:36 p.m. Pacific time on tonight. I'm gonna mark it. Let it be written. Let it be done. Unless we see them in New Orleans when we go to the Super Bowl, I'm not buying a number 3 jersey. I'm not.
All right. I feel you on that one.
Last time I bought a jersey, Lord have mercy, I told you I bought a Mansell jersey, didn't I? Oh my God, I was delusional.
You waste your money.
God,
hey, right now he would have bought it back off you right now.
Sure would have, man. Okay, poor Johnny. Come on, Johnny, come back. You bring Johnny, bring Kaepernick back, bring Cam Newton back, bring all them old school quarterbacks back, man. All right, sir. I'm not gonna say nothing about. See, I'm trying to figure his name. Number 3. I'm not gonna say anything about number 3. Let's build this bracket, brother. All
right, future.
I'm gonna start playing all these Future songs too. All the clips that I cut up, they're gonna be Future hits. That's what they're gonna be. So I went to the ESPN bracket. Let's go ahead and make a bracket here. I'm gonna tell it to autofill, and let's just see if it's biased. See how it fills in. And this is the fellas. Okay, the fellas. We got the Final Four. We got UConn against North Carolina. And then we got Houston versus Purdue. In the championship game, this autofill thinks that UConn is going to be playing Houston.
Mm.
Repeat for UConn. Repeat for UConn.
That sounds cool, but it don't never work out that way. That's a good pick. That's a smart pick, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to work out.
Because we can't even go down through the whole thing, right? 64, 32, 16. I mean, you'll have more gray hair than I do trying to craft the perfect bracket, but we'll at least look at the Final Four. Maybe. I just don't think.
If that's the Final Four, I like that. I'll take Houston over UConn, though. Even though UConn can shoot, I like Houston. They're way more athletic. They play good defense.
All right. So that's the dude. That's the dude. What team did Irv play? So Irv played for the Eagles. He played for the Patriots. Did he play for the Bears?
Nebraska.
Irv played
for the Dolphins.
College.
He played for the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Yeah, college Nebraska. He played for the Dolphins. Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. So yeah, most of his time notable where he caught the first Odell Beckham catch was with the Patriots though. All right, so UConn, North Carolina, UConn wins. Houston and Purdue, Houston wins, and then you call Houston over UConn.
I call Houston over UConn. Yeah.
All right, so that's the fellas, and it's just auto bracket. So I don't know if there's any science in this. Let's go ahead. Let's do on the ladies' side now. Come on, ESPN. Oh, see, now they want your boy to log in. Okay, see, hopefully y'all don't see my passwords in there. Oh my gosh. Let's do.
Okay, do your thing, man.
My bracket. Quick bracket. Easy selection. Let's do a smart bracket. Final Four, South Carolina versus Stanford, or LSU versus UConn. That's a smart bracket. Oh, that's a smart Final Four.
Iowa State out of it.
And then for the championship game, it's got South Carolina versus UConn. Oh, South Carolina versus UConn. Wait a minute, is this two?
Yeah, that's the girls. I got South Carolina all day.
Hold on, where our girl at?
Where Iowa at? Yeah.
They make it to. They get beat by LSU. According to these predictions right here. Wow. Now there's no way that Dawn Staley getting to the game is gonna lose the game.
And not winning.
Yeah,
me personally, I think it's gonna be with that right there. I think it will be an SEC matchup. I think LSU's beating UConn. LSU is deep, man. They've had their ups and downs, but she gonna have them ready. If they get to that point and they playing that good a ball,
Kim gonna be right. She gonna have her squad ready. Kim gonna be.
She gonna have them ready. So I think if anything, it's the South Carolina, LSU part 4 minus the fight. Right, we don't have the altercation again like we did before.
Nobody jumping out there on the court.
Don't everybody want? I mean, wouldn't that be the ideal thing to end up in the championship? That would be very ideal to have them there, and that story, that backline, what goes with their, the kind of the heated blood between those two teams because it's so competitive. To have them have another game again, it would trump the men's right now as far as viewership.
Oh, yeah.
Calling it right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, because I'm watching it all the way up to. I mean, by these predictions, they got Oregon State making it all the way to the Sweet 16, and I love the fact that my Beavers, there's a lot of confidence in that. But I'm watching the other side too, and I'm watching Kaylin. I'm watching her making logo threes. I'm watching her do Steph Curry kind of things and do that.
Man, I'm telling you, you better watch USC and you better watch Utah.
He said
both
USC.
Of them got ballers. Juju, one of the best players in the country, if not the best. She right there with Caitlin as a freshman.
Oh my God. I'm cutting. We
Look
gonna
at the
talk
numbers.
about that.
Watch Juju, bro. I'm telling you. I ain't let you wrong at all. Juju is the next. She is just as good as Caitlin.
You say Juju.
Caitlin's a little bit more seasoned because she's older.
Yeah.
Juju is a beast. She is a beast.
There we go.
So I'm just saying, teams to watch in the girls bracket that I like, I'm just watch them if you want to be entertained. I don't know if they're gonna win or not, but watch them. Watch USC because Juju is she's just phenomenal. Utah got a young lady on her team. She plays, I think, forward. Phenomenal girl. Arizona's pretty good as well. So I don't see how they got Stanford coming out of the West. That's kind of weird to me because there's so many teams. Arizona's very good as well. Obviously, we already know about LSU, South Carolina, and we know about Iowa with Caitlin. Iowa's going to go just as far as the surrounding cast around Caitlin can take them. Yeah. Caitlin's going to get hers no matter what. It's the surrounding cast got to be able to put some points up as well. Those are the teams that I'm very familiar with. I think that are really good. I think there's a few sleepers in there. But I'm telling you, USC and Utah and Arizona are teams y'all got to watch. Those are teams you got to watch. I ain't going to say that other Beaver team that's up north.
You better recognize it. You better talk about my go orange and black. You better talk about the orange and black. Okay.
I don't know if they're going to make it to the Sweet 16, man.
See, there he go. Okay, we done. Okay. There we go. See, we done now. They blaspheming over there. That's all that.
I'm going to give you a hard time. I give you a hard time with them.
Got you. It's all right. That's what it's all about. It's true sports fans out here talking about the thing. Listen, brother, we did what we had to do tonight. Gang of folks watching, gang of folks chiming in. Appreciate everyone also chiming in with the commentary. This is what we do. Team No Sleep. We talk about social impact of sport. Join us every week, right? If you don't like what we have to say, let us know. If you like what we got to say, let somebody else know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Montel, take us home, brother.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Mama Mater Humboldt State. Shout out to my son for buying his first house. My oldest boy just bought his first house. Salute to him. Congratulations on that. And with our platform, like we always say, please be comfortable having uncomfortable conversations because that's the way we learn. And then last but not least, make sure you shout out to your loved ones. We're getting out to summertime now. It's getting hot this spring. Make sure you check up on your loved ones and make sure they're doing all right. All right? Everyone out there, peace.
We out, y'all.